So, welcome to yet another episode of John Works Too Much. This is gonna be a very quick episode. We are just doing siding on this side of the house right here. So we took off vinyl this morning. We forgot to shoot a video because, I don't know, we were busy or whatever. So this is Hardie, and you have to cut this with a Hardie blade. We've talked about that before. There's these cool tools. These are depth gauges, and the only place that you can get them is if you have a friend named Jeremy Thompson and you borrow them from Jeremy and he leaves them on your front porch because you asked him the night before, because he's super cool and I love him.
Or you can find them at aisle 50, Bay 18 at Home Depot, Mansfield.
Pretty sure you got to get Jeremy Thompson. That's the only way that you can ever get some of these things, is only by Jeremy Thompson. So if you know him, good. If you don't, I mean, I'm sorry. I guess you gotta, I don't know what to do. Anyway, so what you do is you take this and it's already set to the depth, and it's gonna blow your mind. You ready? Boom. And then this is the hard part. Then you get your gun and you shoot it. All right. You want to shoot it in the top inch because then that covers up on your next row and you don't ever see the nail. So this stuff up here is tar paper, which is a vapor barrier. And Kenny and I were talking about this, and the vapor barrier just means that it's okay to smoke on a job site in construction, but you definitely can't vape, because although smoking has 5,600 carcinogens, which cause cancer, basic vaping causes cervical cancer in men. So now you know. Hey guys, all right, so you're probably thinking to yourself, so how do I figure out the angle on this gable? This is a gable, remember we talked about this a lot. How do I figure out that angle? What is an easy way to do that? Well, I'm finna show you, okay? So, we know that our gauge is 7¼ inches, right? So we wanna be like, that's where our line is. So what we wanna do is come down here till we hit 7¼ inches, which is here, right? Then we measure in like this. Hold on, at 1 inch. We come in, we go, okay, well that's 20½ inches. So you got a 20½ inch rise on this thing. Now, let's just see if I'm right. So if we come over here, 20½ inches, and we make a mark to this point, that should be our angle. Now I'm gonna show you what a chalk line is, because some of you don't know. A chalk line is a wonderful magical invention that's super simple. It's a string with chalk on it. There you go. That's how that works. All right. So now we're gonna cut this. Kenny's filming, so I'm gonna have to cut it, but that's all right.
There's a saw right there.
Yep. How many teeth does this have? 4? That's plenty.
4 or 6.
This is an Arkansas. All right, let's see this.
Oh,
What are you gonna say?
I was gonna say, just so everybody knows that dust is like super duper bad for you.
Oh yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible. Of course, this comes from a smoker, so.
Yeah.
Not me, him. All right, so then we get these gauges out. And then we put this up, and let's see if I'm right. I don't know. We don't do second takes on this, so it's either right or I'm an idiot. Oh, dang. I was right. Huh. Looks like y'all learned something today. All right, so here, take a look, Kenny. We got all the siding up, but now we got to put that fascia board up, right? And we're like, but what's that angle? And we could do this a couple different ways. We could measure down and over and then figure out what that is, but we're gonna cheat and do it a simple way. Okay, so we know this is our template. Well, it doesn't say template, but this one is. This was our template. See, we wrote on there, super good writing. So this tells us what our angle was this way, but that's this way, right? And if we do that, then that's like a, well, I guess it shows us, doesn't it? It's a little over, it's about a 20 degree angle right there. If we did it from this side, then it's like a,
it shows the uncommon degree.
Correct, yeah. But we're gonna shoot for a 20 degree angle, and that should be what it is. And it looks like it's.
You want to show them how we checked it up?
How we did it? Because, okay,
so
we cheated. We put our template down like this, and we're like, okay. And then we put this here square, and then it's like 22 degrees off the template. So we're gonna try that, and then what that means is that if we do 22 on this side and 22 on this side, then when they meet up, it's gonna be solid on the line. Then we got the 22 over here. This one's gonna be a weird one because it's got some kind of, I don't even know what in the world, but it's hard. It's hard to build square things around the world anyway. So A lot of you probably don't realize this, but I could predict the past. And I predicted that we would finish this today, and we did. And the way that I do that is I've got a time machine, I come back in time, I look at stuff, and I'm like, aha, I'm gonna make a prophecy, and then I make the prophecy, and then later on it comes true because I already know, because it already really happened. So at lunch today, Kenny and I went to this restaurant, I forget the name of it. You remember, Kenny? Some steak place. Anyway, I forget the name of it. It's over here in White Settlement. There's a bunch of white privilege here. And so we went in there and they had these pieces of meat like hanging from the ceiling on hooks, right? And it was kind of high up in the air. And I thought, wow, with all this COVID and then you got this like raw meat hanging out here, it just doesn't seem very sanitary. So I asked the waitress, like, what's up with the meat up there? And she goes, it's a gimmick we've got. If you can jump up there and grab one of those and bring it to the ground, then your meal is free, your drinks is free, and everybody in this place, all their stuff is free. You're gonna be the most popular guy here. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I'm about ready to jump. And she goes, but if you jump and try even one time and you miss, you're paying double for your stuff and double for everybody in this place. And so obviously I didn't try because the stakes were too high.